All right, 361 Corpus Christi, Texas here. So, a buddy on the radio wants me to build him a vertical antenna for 40-meter radio length, which spans 7 megahertz up to 7.300 megahertz. So, I do not have a ham radio license whatsoever, so I cannot talk at that megahertz. So, today I'm going to show people that you can use a program called mmana-gal, and you can model any radio antenna that you want to build, and you can test SWR before you actually build the antenna, so you're not causing any issues with your radio or anything like that. And then you can also use the nano DNA to actually test your SWR on the final antenna before you put it on the radio. So today we are going to use mmana-gal, and we're going to model out a 40-meter vertical at 3 meters high, so 10 feet high. So I'll have a link in the description down below that you can download mmana-gal. So right after you open it, it's going to look just like this. You can click and move it around. Your mouse orientation will be messed up. So down is down, but whenever you click it, down is actually up, up is actually down. So whenever you're clicking and moving around, your mouse is inverted. So I always like to make sure I got X and Y right there in Z. Z is going to be your up and down. Your Z up above the ground here is 1. Down below, is 2. Z above the line is 2, under the line is 1. So we're going to be working with Z2. So we're going to go to geometry, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to name the vertical. Let's go ahead and name it 40-meter test vertical. And we're going to go for a target frequency of 7.25 megahertz. Now, Z2 is going to be your vertical. So, and roughly 40 meters is 34 feet. So that's roughly 10.3 meters. All right, now we're going to go to calculate. Just make sure the 7.25 is there. We're at 3 meters high, so that's 10 feet off the ground, which is the bottom of the antenna. And it says right here too, the lowest point of the antenna is 3 meters, which is good. That means we're not going to be hitting the ground whenever we do the ground radios. Now, next thing we need to do is we need to bring the zoom out a little bit. Now we can actually see our antenna. So this is your 40 meter positive side of the wire. This is the actual antenna. This is the radiating element. Now we need to make our ground radials. So you're going to hit this over here. It says wire edit. It's right next to the triangle. And you're going to hit that. And XY is as if you're looking down at the antenna from up above. And then this one here is going to be, I believe, if you're standing to the left of it. And I believe this one is if you're standing to the right of it. So you're going to go on the XZ scale, or the XZ, and you're going to hit this little pencil here. That's going to be a new wire. And we're going to want to draw 2 new wires. And since normally on some antennas you want to do it at a 45-degree angle, well, if you're 3 meters off the ground, you can't really do a 45-degree angle. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a slightly less angle. So we're going to go out here to the second box here. And we're just going to try to get as close to 9. We're as close to 10.3. We just do 9 meters right there. And we're stretch across here to 9 meters. And there's 9 meters. Now we're going to click OK. And I like the way those radials look. It's not too flat. It does have a slight incline down. I like that. Now we're going to go over to geometry. And this is our first set of radials right here. X2, positive and negative. So on each wire you do, for each ground, you have a positive and you have a negative side of the wire. So in geometry, on one side of the wire, we want it to be a positive 10.3, and you hit enter. And then the second one, you will have to make sure you keep the negative in there. So we're going to do a negative 10.3 and hit enter. Then we're going to go to view. This is our new ground radials at 10.3, so that they are the same length as the radiating element. Now we're going to go back to the wire edit, and we're going to go to YZ, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take, see how this is on the square here on edit wire? If you're drawing a new wire, if you reopen the screen, you must make sure that you have the new wire one, the pencil. So you're going to click in the middle here, and you're going to go out roughly 9 meters. That's 17, 10. We'll do right there, 10 even. We'll go right here, 7, 9, 10 even. Let's go up one more. Off center. Oh, see, I didn't move it. So we're gonna have to right click, and we're gonna have to delete that wire. And since I need to move this wire up one, I need to go over here to the wire edit button. And then I can click the wire. When it turns red, I can move it. And make sure you move just the end portion of the wire. You don't want to move the entire wire like this. You want to make sure you move just the end. See what happens there? I didn't line it up perfect. We're going to move that over right there. Perfect. Now we're going to hit OK. Now we got our foreground radials, but they're not all the same length, as you can see. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into geometry. You need to change these 10s to 10.3. Do 10.3, hit enter. And then do the negative 10.3, hit enter. And hit view. So here's our vertical 40-meter ground plane. It looks a little off. Yeah, it is a little off. You can go over here. See, there it is, right here. I need to go down one. I need to go down one. Go. That's 10.5. Alright, that's fine. We'll move these back to 3. Hit enter. Enter. Alright. Now I believe these are all the angles. The degrees right here, 2.5. So we should be relatively even. It looks good. And we're lined up right there. That's good. We're lined up there. That's good. We got a good square going around right there. That's good. All right. So yeah, negative 2.5 meters is the drop we got. So now we're going to calculate our SWR. So we're at 7.25, right in the middle of the 40-meter band. We got our foreground radials. We're 3 feet off. Oh, we need to add a source. So our source is going to be basically your radio. So we're going to go over to geometry, and actually first we're going to go to view. And what you want the source to be on is your actual radiating element, which is going to be wire number 1, which is W1. We're going to go to geometry, and right here where it says sources, right under pulse, you're going to do W for wire, 1 for number 1, and then you want it in the beginning of the wire, and then you hit enter. So now we have this little red square here, which is the source. And now we're going to go over to calculate. So now we have a source. Now we're going to hit start, and we're going to see what our SWR is right here. And then you see what your ohms are right here. So we're at 1.51 SWR with ohms of 51.14. So what were you